Okay, let's start a new reading vlog. So I ended up having my treatment out in El Paso, and as usual, or per usual, I guess, I went to the bookstore because that is what I do when I'm over there. I went to the romance bookstore, and so I got God of Malice, which I've been waiting for them to have in stock. But they finally had it. So man, this book is chunky, but I'm gonna be reading this one pretty soon. So we'll see if this series is any good. But I've heard a lot of good things, so I'm hoping I like it. So we'll see. But yeah, hopefully I'll be continuing on with the Starlight Heir here in a little bit and have some updates soon. Okay, so reading update. I have in fact continued on with the Starlight Heir, and I'm getting close to the end now. I think I've got maybe less than 100 pages left. But anyway, so I read a lot of this yesterday, and we went from like super intense action and pure chaos to like we had like a little lull part where they had their sexy times because this book is not devoid of smut, that's for sure. I mean, it starts off with horny talk, smut happens in the middle, and now we're back to action. Like it's just everything. You've got plenty of action, plenty of smut. Like it's got everything. Like, if you're one of those people that just has to have smut in your books, this one has it. This one has it. Not as much as other books as I've read so far, but you'll get your moments. There's at least a couple of scenes in here, and then like girl is having, even when she's sleeping, she's having like crazy horny dreams too. So like, yeah, no, the sex is like ever present in this book. It's just always there in the background, always doing whatever. So anyways, yeah, if you like it's crazy levels of action going on. There's just crazy shit going on, and it's honestly, this book is kind of chaotic. It's kind of chaotic, but like I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Is this the best thing I've ever read? No. Will I probably continue anyways? Like, yeah, like there's definitely supposed to be a sequel coming out that I guess has been announced. I'll probably be reading that. I mean, I don't feel like I need to get matching special editions for this. Like, this is not my favorite special edition version. I feel like the cover's kind of plain, especially for how chaotic this book is. But, so far I'm leaning toward selling this book off and then just continuing through audiobooks or something from the library. Or, I'll just get the sequel from the library. Like, it's giving 3.5 so far. But I still have a little bit. We'll see how it wraps up, but so far that's where we're at. So anyways, that's been a time is being had. This book is so intense, like just so much chaos. There's just so much fighting left and right all the time. All the time. Okay, so I finished the Starlight Heir. I finished this book. Things are still crazy. And yeah, there's some stuff in here that like still don't make sense. Like didn't pay off yet, and so you have to wait for the next book. Cause like there's chapters from like the God of Death or the God of Night or whatever the hell, and I don't feel like those paid off yet. So I guess we're not gonna find out or like have a real payoff until the next book. I mean, I see how it's related, but I still don't feel like we've really hit the point of it paying off into something else yet. Like, it feels like it's supposed to, but it's not there yet, so I don't know. But anyways, I've listed this book for now. I gave it 3.5 because, it's kind of just chaotic. Chaotic is the best word I can use to describe this book. There's just a lot of shit going on. There's just a lot of shit going on. There's just lots of twisty turns. Anyways, from here, we're probably going to go into Wings of Starlight, which I was excited for because it's Tinkerbell. That's all it takes. So anyways, we're gonna see how this goes, but this is hopefully my next read, but you never really know. You just never really know. Because the mood might shift. But anyway, so far, this is gonna be the next one. Okay, so reading update. I have, in fact, binged through Wings of Starlight, so, like, that's done. It was definitely YA, so, you know, expect it to be younger, and I feel like it's on the younger side of YA. So, like, it's just a little dramatic, I guess, for me. Not in, like, a big drama kind of way, in a, like, kid way. Like, she's, basically, it's kind of like a coming of age story, where we've got our queen in training character she's gonna be the queen of Pixie Hollow, of all the fairies, of all the pixies or whatever. And she is, like, basically learning that, you know, the way that the previous queen did things is not how she necessarily needs to do things, and she's basically learning that she can think for herself. So, you know, yeah, it was just a little bit young for me, and I just really didn't have a lot of updates. Like, it gets a little bit more action-packed toward the end, more like in the second half. So, you know, the beginning is just very like, oh, there's so many expectations and I can't use my magic and blah, 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 blah. And then realizing that, like, yeah, you're a different person, so you have to do things a little different. So that's kind of like the whole thing going on with this. So, you know, what can you do? But, she's going through that struggle. So anyways, yeah, I gave it 3 stars. It's, for what it is, like, it's cutesy. If I was younger, I would have loved this. I would have loved this back in the day. But, yeah, I'm a little bit old for this now, which is really sad, but, you know, she's not, like, a horrible character or anything. Clarion, that's the name of they don't really call her the princess, she's the queen in training. I don't know. So anyways, but, you know, she just seems to take a more empathetic approach to leadership than the previous queen did. Like, the previous queen wanted to stay cold and detached to, like, give her a sense of superiority or whatever, or sense of authority, but that's just kind of not how she rolls. So, you know, it's a whole lot of trying to find her own way, and then obviously, like, there's a whole lot of mystery too involving the winter fairies, because apparently it's like there's all these secrets of, like, ooh, the winter fairies, ooh, they're all cut off from us for why. And so basically, you know, she kind of has to, like, figure out all of that too, because I don't know why as the future leader she's not being told this stuff. But anyway, so she finds it out, and, you know, there's boy, and yeah, it's just very YA. So yeah, there you go. The next book I picked up was Pestilence. As mentioned in probably a previous vlog, I am into the lore of Thalassa stuff right now, and from what I can tell, yes, from what I can tell, she likes her MCs to be a little slow. So, not very quick on the uptake, because, okay, so this book, Pestilence, right, it's one of the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, that's the name of the series. We're set in the apocalypse, obviously, so, you know, the 4 Horsemen have swept through, knocked out all the technology and stuff, and so now Pestilence is making the rounds and giving everybody, like, a plague, but apparently it's just like they're calling it the Messianic fever or whatever. So, yeah, it's end times, but it's set in real world. But so far, this idiot... The book starts with our MC trying to go and kill him. You really think we can kill Pestilence when he's literally giving people a fever? He's been traveling all around the world, giving people a fever that is 100% deadly. Like, nobody has survived this. He doesn't follow science. It doesn't follow science. And it's the end times, and she thinks Pestilence can be killed like normal? I'm just like, girl. And I think she's like in Canada. I'm like, he's already been through America where everybody has guns, and you think that they didn't already try to shoot him? Like, really, you really think nobody has tried to kill him yet? Really? You think somebody is going around giving everybody the plague and killing everybody, and nobody has tried to kill him yet? So yeah, anyway, she drew like the short straw, and now she has to like a whole group of idiots apparently all thought that, yeah, she's gonna go kill him with her shotgun. So no. Anyway, so that didn't work, and he captures her, and now she's just like his prisoner. And he's like, no, suffering is for the, he just keeps saying suffering is for the living, and he just like wants her to pay for like trying to kill him. And so he's just dragging her around while he's like over here spreading plague and disease. He's like, yeah, that's my job, that's what I'm here to do. Anyway, so yeah, I'm 80 pages in, and that's what's happening. And so far, Pestilence is just like, you can tell he's just like, he does not care for this human nonsense. And he's like, duh. He's over here also being like, duh, dude. I mean, he doesn't talk like that, obviously, because he's not like a human being. But he's just like, oh my god, he's just like, you humans are so stupid, and da da da. Like, he's not fucking having it. And I'm like, you know what? That's a mood. That's a mood, and I understand that, because how can you be this stupid? He's like, you stupid humans all think you can kill me. Like, obviously, bro, he's not normal. He's not a human being. You think a human being can just be traveling around fucking everybody up and wouldn't have been killed already? Come on. Use some common sense. So anyway, yeah, girl is lacking in some common sense, which was also kind of the thing that got on my nerves in the last series that I read of hers, but in the Bargainer series. But, you know, that's clearly Laura Thalas's thing, so, you know, I was able to look past it last time, so I'm hoping I'll be able to look past it this time. But so far, yeah, it's like very easily like bingeable. Like, it's very easy writing style to get through. So yeah, it's like 400 pages, and yeah, I think I'll be done with this pretty fast. But we'll see anyways. So far it's interesting. We'll see where it goes. I do have the rest of the series, so, you know, we might be binging that shit, but let's find out. So we're gonna do an update for Pestilence. I'm almost done with this. Like, I almost stayed up super late last night to finish this, because like after the first half it like really picked up and I was very invested. This book so far has had me crying. There's been a couple scenes that just like had me bawling. Anyways, but yeah, like at first I thought maybe it was kind of slow, kind of like, you know, it's an interesting premise, but I thought it was kind of boring at the beginning. Not the very, very beginning, but, you know, there's a lot of, like, traveling around and da-da-da-da. And then, obviously, he's pestilent, so he's giving everybody the plague or whatever. But, so a lot of people are dying, as predicted. But, yeah, pestilence is just, he's going through a whole curve. I feel like it's 0 to 100, because he goes from like, oh, I hate all the humans, like, but except for you. So, you know, and then deciding like maybe everybody isn't horrible, but yeah, I'm almost done with this, so it's just gonna be like a couple more hours probably, and then I'll be done, because I think it's less than 100 pages left to go. But yeah, I had to go to sleep. I was like, it's way too late already. So anyway, yeah, we're probably gonna finish this today, but yeah, the second half really got me hooked. Like, Pestilence is just done a 180 for me. He's like so into our main character, and honestly, like our main character, this girl, I'm just like, Sarah, please. There's so many times I was like, Sarah, please, why are you asking the same questions again that he's already answered? Why are you pretending you aren't into this? Like, I super don't get that part of this point. Like, she's finally coming around, and I was like, man, she took so long. Like, just admit it. But anyway, so it got cute, it got interesting, and I'm into it now. So I'm going to continue this. But yeah, it's pretty much like the grumpy sunshine trope, I guess. He's really grumpy because, you know, his whole job is to spread death, spread the plague, And he doesn't necessarily like watching people die, but yeah, he has to. But she's just like that's the vibe. That's the vibe of our main character. So, anyways, that's what we got going on. And yeah, I'm gonna finish it now. Okay, so reading update. I finished Pestilence, and I am sold to read the rest of the series. So, like, the beginning I thought was kind of slower, but toward the end it got, like, so much better. Like, the second half I was definitely here for. It had me in my feels. I was crying. It had me crying, like, multiple times, and that's not something I do very often. So, yeah, this book had me in my feels, like, all the feels. And, like, and the ending set us up for book 2. So I'm definitely ready to just continue at this point because I want to know what the hell happens with the next one. But yeah, I'm super into this. And so we'll see how the next one goes. And then I read the first one of Twisted Wonderland, which this was for my reading challenge, my astrology reading challenge. This was for my Capricorn placement. So anyways, I finally finished my first book for that challenge. But this, yeah, it's an isekai. The school that this kid ends up at is a Disney villain school. So they are all separated into different houses, the students at the school, based on like which Disney villains principles they kind of like go with. And at the school the villains are allotted, and they're like, well, their side of the story didn't get told, and blah 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 blah. So it's all Disney villain coded. This first arc that goes over multiple books is for the Queen of Hearts school. And so you get introduced to Riddle Hearts here. So far, it pretty much is kind of the same as the game, except obviously they had to input a character because you're the main character in the other one. But, so yeah, he gets sucked into the school and they can't figure out how to send him back. Pretty sure because he's dead, because, you know, he got hit by a carriage. You ain't really gonna come back for that. And they're like, you can't be here unless you have magical abilities. He's like, I have none. I swear to you, I have none. So yeah, I think he got there on accident and everyone's living their shit. And they're like, well, we don't know how to send you back. I'm like, pretty sure it's just because he's dead. But anyway, so, we'll see so far. We got an action-packed first one. They go to the mines as punishment, fight a monster and everything. So all kinds of shit goes down already in the first book. And then, you know, we're just going to continue from there. So far, so good. But there you have it. From here, which book am I reading next, Amethyst? I really wanted to start... Sorry, Opus. I really wanted to start Temple of Swoon, but I'm not sure yet. Because I've also been into reading more on my Kindle. I've been reading more of Archangel's Kiss for the Kindle reading challenge. And so far, that book has been interesting. Like, the writing style's a little clunky, but I'm kind of into the story so far because it's just like a girl who is going over the summer to Paris, and then a whole lot of shit goes down. Like, vampires get her, and all of a sudden she knows that the supernatural world exists, and she gets picked up by a gargoyle, and like, this is on like the first chapter. I think I'm like not even 2 whole chapters in, and already so much stuff is happening. So, you know, I'm kind of interested to see where that's gonna go, but, you know, so far it's promising, at least plot wise. I'm hoping that the writing does kind of like settle down. It just there's just some parts that are a little bit redundant that, like, you know, it just needs like a round of editing to cut it down a little bit, some of this extra shit that nobody needs, and then it'll probably be fine. But yeah, I'm not that mad at it so far, so we're just gonna continue with that and see where it goes. But yeah, those are the options. But yeah, I think after reading Pestilence I need something lighthearted, so I may pick up Temple of Swoon next because I need something gentle on my mental state. Anyways, okay. Okay, so I did in fact start Temple of Swoon, and so far I'm into it. So the premise for this is that there's archaeologists going on a dig to find like the city of the moon in Brazil. And so It's like a top secret dig thing. They don't want anybody to know that they're looking for it in case they don't find it, I guess. I don't really know. And they also don't want, like, other people to bust in there. But anyway, so it's like a top secret dig. And so our main character her main character is an archaeologist, and then the love interest is like a reporter, except they're on opposing sides, right? So she's there to find it and he's there to prevent them from finding it, except due to unforeseen circumstances, our lead girl now has to work with a complete douchebag in order to try to find this. All meanwhile, the dude she's interested in has to, like, basically stop them, because he's supposed to be stopping colonizers basically from finding this. Like, it's supposed to be kept secret because they don't want, like, the world to pillage it and destroy it like they do everything else. So yeah, so our lead girl, she's just over here, like, she didn't even know really what the hell was going on, but now, yeah, she has to work with Colonizer Ken over here. Is like this other dude. He's just like such a jerk. Like, I hate the guy that she has to work with on this dig so much. And I mean, he's not the like the lead dude or anything. He's just like he's just co-leader of their little dig. And oh my god, I hate that guy so much. I mean, you're supposed to hate that guy, but yeah, we're like 74 pages. I'm 74 pages in, and I hate that guy so much. That's why I'm calling him Colonizer Ken, because he's exactly the kind of douchebag that they don't want finding that stuff. Like, I don't know. He's so rude and so condescending and just such a jerk. He's such a jerk, and I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed. Like, everything that he's saying to the MC is so messed up and just rude, and he just, like, refuses to accept her credentials and stuff, and he's just so rude. He's just such a jerk. He's such a jerk. So I hate that guy. I hate that guy so much. But, like, this book so far is kind of cheesy. This book is kind of cheesy because our main girl, Miriam over here, she has, like, negative levels of riz, because there's the normal amount that every human being has just by existing, and then there's whatever the fuck she's doing. So she is, like, on some next level corny ass shit. She's so corny, and she's, like, one of those very accident prone people, but then she makes, like, the corny ass jokes about it, and just, like, she's a mess. She's a hot mess. And so damn corny. She's so corny. But, like, the premise got me, because I'm like, how is this gonna work out? Because I was gonna be like, oh my god, you betrayed me type stuff happening later, and I'm really hyped for that, to see how this, like, resolves, because they're obviously really into each other, but now they've realized that they're, like, on opposing sides, and it's like, I can't wait for the reveal when she finds out that this dude that she's horny for is, like, trying to basically stop them. Like, at some point this is gonna have to come to light, right? So I'm kind of excited to see how this plays out. There's also, like, another external factor that's probably gonna come in later in this and, like, just cause drama. Like, the last one had so much action toward the end and, like, chaos, and I'm kind of expecting that again, to be honest. So, like, I mean, so far so fun. It's like an adventure-y rom-com type thing, so I'm into it, and I'm excited to continue and see how this goes. So far I'm into it, and that's it. Okay, I'm redoing this. Re-checking because the mic was not on the first time I did it. Anyways, I have continued with Temple of Swoon, and so far this is still cute. It's still fun. Like, we're getting more of like sabotage type stuff going on, which is interesting to read. And they're obviously very thirsty for each other. It's very painfully obvious because these two are like, oh, we're working together, so we can't be like hanky-panky basically, but it's so painfully obvious to literally anybody with eyes that they clearly just want to get it on. Like, it is so painfully obvious. And like our main character, the girl, she is still just cheesy as hell. So cheesy. But yeah, dude's still into it. And yeah, they just literally just be staring at each other. And people are just standing around oh, that's your little girlfriend. And he's like, no, he's not my girlfriend. Blah, blah, blah. Dude, like, who do you think you're fooling? You're not fooling. Anybody with eyes can see what the hell is going on here. Anybody. So anyways, yeah, this is just like, you know, a funny, silly book so far. I'm having a good time reading it. But yeah, I'm kind of taking my time reading it because I'm reading it physically. Like, I'm just eyeball reading it. So I just go slower with that in general. So far it's fun. And I'm liking it. So we're going to continue with that one. And then, because I always like to be having an audiobook going, I am listening to the audiobook while following along with the physical copy of Red Rising. So, for this, so far I can confirm that the people get mad about how women are depicted in this book is correct. I'm 100 pages in, and yeah, I already kind of see what they're talking about. There's a little bit of that dude bro locker room talk crap that nobody, like, y'all gotta stop doing that shit, because women do not appreciate that. If you talk about women like this, then we know you don't actually like us that much as people. So yeah, there's a lot of like, all the descriptions of women in this are all just like, oh, she's so beautiful, she's beautiful, and that's it. That's as far as we get. It's skin deep. She's likable. I guess because she's pretty. They never explain why she's likable. Really, she's just kind and pretty, I guess. And only one woman even gets that much of a description. Everybody's just pretty or they're not. So, anyways, yeah. And then women are just kind of conveniently thrown in as plot devices instead of as like rounded out characters. So yeah, the way women are depicted here is not great. It's not great. But plot wise, I'm still with it because this is like adult Hunger Games, but on Mars. So our main character, he is a red in a society where the gold people rule. So everybody's divided up into like color systems. It's like, I don't really understand exactly, but there is like, it seems like there's like differences genetically because some people got like extra fingers and stuff. And I don't know if that's necessarily just part of their grouping or whatever, but like there's a crap ton. There's reds, there's blues, there's greens, there's gold, there's silver, there's bronze, they got a lot. There's a whole lot. So anyways, our guy's a red, which they're just slaves. They're just slaves. And so he's working in the mines and being lied to. Like, they don't even get to be on the surface. Like, they think they're still terraforming Mars and doing all this shit to, like, help humanity, except they're technically helping humanity, but at the expense of their own way of living, basically. Their quality of life is very poor down there. And they're making them, like, fight over shared, like, a small pool of resources and stuff, which don't even make sense. Because then it turns around and, you know, our boy finds out that actually there's plenty going on already. And that he has been lied to his whole life. So he's having to come to terms with that. Except he's very mad. So our main character guy, Darrow, he's very mad about all the stuff that has already happened. Like, this is a fast-paced book. I'm 100 pages in. It's 400 pages. And, yeah, a lot of stuff's already happened. And, yeah, they're basically trying to turn him into a spy. But what gets me is that, like, his wife was definitely smarter than him. But now all of a sudden we're saying that he's smart. Like, it's kind of out of nowhere. It's kind of convenient. Like, there was nothing depicting that he was smart before this. Now all of a sudden he's a damn genius. I'm like, oh, that math ain't mathin'. That part's a little convenient. It's a little convenient suddenly to me. But anyway, so we've got our boy over here who's supposed to be helping the revolution. So you know, he's now gonna be doing revolutionary activities. So anyways, he's been swooped in. And our story begins. So anyways, I'm going to keep going with this today and just see how it goes. Because, yeah, it's fast-paced, and so I'm just riding through it. anyways, we'll see how it goes from here. Alrighty, so my hair is washed. We are clean, and now it's time for an update because I finished Red Rising, and this is literally just sexist version of the Hunger Games set in space. Like, I'm glad I got the second half because Pierce Brad did not deserve my money for this shit. He did not deserve my womanly dollars for this shit. This is some of the most sexist shit I've read in a long time, and I completely understand why people DNF at the first book, and I completely understand when people are like, but no, wait till the second book, because this is hot garbage. I mean, like, it feels like a ripoff, and it's sexist as shit. Like, they're like, I'm literally just in it to see what other stupid shit our main character's gonna do. And I know that, like, after reading the series, people are like, oh my god, Daryl's my baby. And I'm like, what? He's contributing to sexist shit whether he wants to admit it or not. Like, he's like, he might not be the one doing all the super questionable shit, but he still says and does questionable shit. He's just less overt about it. Like, over here, just assuming women are gonna defer to him and taking power. Like, I don't feel like he should have won in this scenario. Like, he should have got by a woman. Honestly, the women in this story get built up to do cool shit, and then he just has them like sidestep or fucking die or whatever. Like, it's such garbage. The women in here are just plot devices. They're just things, and I cannot stand that. Like, it is atrocious. I hate this. But the actual story itself, I guess, is interesting because I did really like the Hunger Games, so I like that despite all the other shit. But I completely understand why people are pissed about this book and why I got such, like, backlash. Because, yeah, that's some bullshit. So, anyways, because everybody said that apparently he did learn from everybody talking about this exact shit, I still do have the second one, and so I guess I'll just try it since I already have it. But, y'all, if a woman does not have her character developed in this book, I'm done with this fucking series. Like, for real. For real. Y'all better not be lying to me. She better... Any of the she's in this book better have some fucking character development, or y'all a bunch of liars, and I'm never taking Rex from y'all again. Like, for real. For real. I'm running out of patience for this kind of shit. Anyways, so yeah. The accusations of this being the most do-bro shit you're gonna read in a while, yes, very fucking accurate. It's ugly. It's disgusting. People are acting like fucking savages in here, like they don't have any self-control. It's disgusting. So anyways, that's that. What else did I read? So, the other day, I did end up binging through, Finlay Donovan Digs Her Own Grave, I think. It's a very long fucking name. Let's see what it was called. Yes, Finlay Donovan Digs Her Own Grave. So, at this point, I kind of feel like the series is just getting really stretched. Unfortunately, but I did binge through this. And, you know, it's still a fun book to read. There's still, like, good humor in it. But it was not my favorite of the series. Like, I feel like the first one was funny and, like, good. Just because, you know, it set everything on going on. And then, like, the second one, it was, like, the second or third one that, like, one or both of those kind of flopped a little bit. And then we came back and everything was, like, interesting again. And they got, like, really good again. So, you know, the series has had its ups and downs with me, and I would say this one's a little bit of a down. We're taking a down turn again, but, you know, it was on my 25 and 25, so I can mark that off the list. And now I have 2 books from that list done. But anyways, I'm also still reading Temple of Swoon, but there's not really any updates for that, because I haven't gone, like, that much further in it. It's just very action-y. I'm there for the action because the relationship's still kind of cringe. But, I mean, you know, cutesy cringe. Just like, whatever. They're really just kind of like, yeah, okay, y'all were into each other from the beginning, but anyways, just kind of waiting for it to evolve some more. Or for more shit to happen in the book, but it's exciting. Anyways, for the action part, anyways. And then, well, anyways, so now that I have finished the shit show that was Red Rising, I think I'm going to go on to Foundryside because, you know, I do need to get this back to the library, and it is a book club pick for a group I'm in. So I think it is time to start this, but I have also started the audiobook for what is this called? These word salad titles, I swear. So I have started Thief of Silver and Souls, which I think was also on my 25 list. This TBR for this month. I kind of tried to make sure I had some stuff from every challenge so I could actually make some freaking progress. Oh, speaking of, this was on my astrology challenge list, so I'm ahead. Well, no. Yeah, no, I'm ahead on that one. So I am good through May 15th, but you know, we're just gonna keep on rolling. So that one was for that. Temple of Swoon is also for the astrology challenge, and then yeah. So anyways, progress is being made on all these challenges, which is good. Also, I go into El Paso tomorrow, so we'll see what I end up doing and if I get any footage of that, because I go for treatment out there and it really knocks me out. It makes me really tired. So we'll see if I'm awake enough to film anything or if I'm just gonna be showing shit when I get back. But anyways, we'll see. If I just come back on here talking, y'all know that what happened. Y'all know what happened. Okay, anyways, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Alrighty, so yesterday I spent my day basically finishing this book. So, I liked it. This ended up being really cute. You know, just kind of like the other one. Like, this is kind of the second one. I mean, I don't know if it has, like, a series name, but they're definitely a series if you're asking me, because they're connected, you know, through, I mean, like, in a companion novel kind of way. There is a couple things that if you haven't read the first one, you're not going to understand what's going on, maybe to a degree, but at the same time, it kind of becomes pretty obvious after a little bit. So, you know, if you pick this one up separately from the first one, you might be alright. But anyways, this ended up being like a really fun book too. Fun, adventure-y. You know, the only thing that's corny is our female MC. Our lady lead over here, she is, you know, a little crispy crunchy, but that's just how she is. And the rest of everything that's happening in this book is, you know, the interesting stuff. There's a lot of action. There's a lot, like, the end of this popped off again, just like the other one, in a somewhat similar way, but I still like it. Like, this is a formula that I'm here for. So yeah, these little Indiana Jones inspired romances, I'm here for it. I need another one. Like, architects? No, why do I keep saying that? Archaeologists going on expeditions in the jungle is apparently just a good thing that I like. So anyways, yeah, a lot of stuff popped off. There was a plot twist at the end that I did not expect. I probably should have, to be honest, because there was a lot of hints. In hindsight, there was a lot of hints. But, you know, it just happened that way. So anyways, the way that this ended too makes me think that there's gonna be another one. So like, the big bad that was in the first book and caused a lot of chaos, and now also in this book and caused a lot of chaos, he's still on the loose, and so I think that sets us up for a third one where he can still cause more chaos, and I'm here for it. I think as long as they don't catch him, these books can continue in a similar format, and I'm here for it. I'm like, I need more. I like this. I give 4 stars, even though MC over here is a little crispy crunchy, but it's still a fun book. This was still a fun read. The action was good. The romance was good. I liked it. So anyways, not a whole lot that I can divulge from this, because, you know, I don't want to spill too many beans, but yeah, I'm here for romances that have some action going on. So that was fun. Anyways, so that's done. It was good. I will definitely continue reading books from that author. So anyways, I started Foundryside, and so far, I haven't gotten that far at all yet, but they are kind of explaining what our main character's abilities are. She can, like, I don't know, she's like a stuff whisperer. This is the best way I could think to describe it. So our main character here, she's like on a heist or something. She's a thief. She's doing thiefy things, but she has like an ability, or she can like touch stuff and know it's like history or whatever. Basically, like kind of communicate with it and like what you've been doing. She can talk to things. So yeah, she's like a stuff whisperer, and so like that helps her lockpick stuff and all this kind of shit. But yeah, so this world has some interesting magic so far. It's a little bit different from stuff that I've seen. It like plays off of like real physics, but then you can magic it to counteract itself. So there's like a bit of a scientific base, I guess, to the system, which is interesting so far. So far it's interesting. So far our girl's trying to do some stuff, and it's a little messy. This book also started with people going through a poo tunnel. why is that a thing? Because whenever they went in through a shit tunnel in Red Rising, I was like, whoa, God, like that's so nasty. I mean, for that book it made sense. This book, she wants that payday so bad she's crawling through shit. Like, okay, that's how we started. Crawling through shit. Like, okay, I guess this is a thing these days. So, anyways, that's what I've gotten so far. We're crawling through shit and we have magic. We're gonna continue with this, but also I am also about to start another book, because this is how I roll. Now that I have finished reading one book physically without an audiobook, I would like to start another physical book without an audiobook. And I think that is going to be God of Malice. Given how chunky this book is, I highly doubt I'll be finishing this in this vlog, and this will probably be the carryover this time. But anyways, God of Malice. If I don't start this in this vlog, know that I will be starting it in the next one. Because she's thick. And I can tell that, people have really liked this book. It's a dark romance. The guy's like a psychopath or some shit, so we're going to see what kind of craziness goes down in here. I have a feeling I will be having thoughts, especially considering that this is like a 500-page book. It's very thick. She's thick, and we're going to find out. But anyways, yeah, so I'm buddy reading this with a few different people, so we'll see how far and how fast I go through this. But if it catches me, it'll be faster than we expected. But we'll see how long it takes me to get like sucked into this, or if it's even my cup of tea, because I haven't read that many like super dark romances, and I think this one's a little bit darker than some of the ones I've read, so we're gonna find out. But I'm excited to try it out because so many people like this, and I want to know if it's gonna be my cup of tea as well. So anyways, that's what we have right now. And now, the past couple of days I was out and about. Oh yes, like this will be in the B-roll. I did get a little bit, but I got mani-pedi, so now my nails are pink and they match, so that was fun. And then the next day I went out and about and bought books. Okay, so at the first place we went to a used bookstore, like a locally, I think it's a local owned. Is it? I don't know. They have 2 locations here, but it is a used bookstore that I've only seen in this state. I never saw it in Texas when I lived over there. So anyways, when I was there, I picked up Tideborn. Have I finished Fathom Folk? Not yet. But, I had started it and I wasn't hating it or anything. So, I just jumped for the sequel. I did not buy the Illumicrate sequel because, honestly, the cover is not that different. It did not look that different. I think the hardcover probably had, like, a really nice design, but I was like, let me just save a few bucks, and I got it in person. So anyways, this is like big. Like, hold on, let me show you. So you see like a normal paperback size versus this behemoth. I don't know why it's so big, but I also don't hate it. It's kind of fun to hold, like such a legit sized book. I don't know. So anyways, there's a difference. She's big. I don't know why, but okay. So yes, anyways, I picked this up, and while I was at that used bookstore, I also got a couple stickers. So I got this. I'm not mean, just hungry. I do be getting hangry. I do be like that. And then I also got another sticker that I already put it on my computer, so I'm gonna have to like hopefully take a picture of it. But it says "Oh whale," except it doesn't say whale. It has a picture of a whale, so you've got a pun there. But yeah, it just says "Oh whale." But yeah, when I was checking out, the lady said it doesn't even look. She said I almost didn't see it because it matches with the theme. Like yeah, sharks and whales in the aquatic background of this. So I thought that was kind of funny. Anyways, so that's all I got at that store, and then I went to Barnes and Noble because I went for a specific book, and I left with several books because that's how we roll in this house. So I went for this, which is the sequel in I don't know what this series is called, but I just know I like Indy Holton's other series, so I'm like, let me just get this one. So here you go. It's like it's scholarly love or something with scholars. So anyways, the first one I have over here, and I am wanting to read it pretty soon. The Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love is the first one. But yeah, her other series was just so, the way she writes it is so it's so ridiculous, but in a fun way. So like her writing style is very fun. So sometimes you just need that. So I picked the sequel up here, The Geographer's Map to Romance, because I'm into these adventure romance books. This is what it is. So yeah, I went for that one. Luckily, this was the only copy they had at the Barnes and Noble I went to, so I got lucky. But I went for that one, and then I got several more. I picked up Enchantra. Have I finished Phantasma? No, but I read a little bit in the beginning, and I like it so far. So hopefully we will be continuing with that soon. So anyways, Enchantra, so now I can just binge it. Which that one has Phantasma, the first one so far has like OCD rep. And if I'm understanding correctly, I think this one like follows a different sister or something in the family, something like that. So we'll see. But there's that one. And then I had remembered adding this to my like TBR. Not for like this month, but my general life TBR. The Empress. Do I remember what this is about? No, but I remember when I heard the synopsis about it, thinking like, yes, I want to read that. Let's see. He's a ruthless, battle-scarred warrior with a dark past, and she's stuck pretending to be his wife to save a fantasy kingdom. Anyways, let's see. The Arcana aren't just figures in a tarot deck. They're real. Terrifyingly real. That's what I learned when I found a tarot card in the snow and was yanked from my world and into Towerfall. Okay, so I feel like they said one dark window. People like tarot magic. Let's do it. So, anyways, I like that in that book. And I said, why not? Why not? So anyways, more fantasy books for me. And then this one, I also remember seeing, I think this one's YA, but I have Exquisite Ruin. And this, let's see, in this deadly maze, the most dangerous thing may be the passion between them. So, yeah, some more high stakes fantasy stuff. Look at these edges. Giving us the good sprayed edges on paperbacks is the shit I didn't know that I needed in life, but it's fabulous and I'm here for it. So anyways, I just be wanting to read this because it just sounds like it's going to be intense and interesting. And also, like, just look at how freaking pretty that is. I keep looking at it, like, wanting to pick it up and start it, and I'm just like, but my TBR. Gotta do that first. So anyways, also, I was told this one I completely got upsold because I was at the register checking out, and the lady said, "Oh, do you like the Hunger Games?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Well, this is like the Hunger Games but in a fantasy world." And I said, "Sign me up." That was all. That was all it took. Easiest pitch ever. So yeah, the Revenant Games. I think this is YA. Is it YA? Or is it adult? It says ages 14 and up. There's vampires. The MC is 17. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's vampires in this. Hunger Games with vampires. Interesting. Okay. Okay. But yeah, she told me she was reading this and she really liked it. And yeah. And if you like the Hunger Games, you'll like this. So I said, okay, I'll give it a shot because I definitely like the Hunger Games. Alrighty. So the Revenant Games. We're gonna try that one out at some point. But this is why she definitely knew she could sell me on that. Because I picked up the Hunger Games in paperback. Because I no longer have my original hardcover copies that I had since like way back when. Anyways, it's a story. But anyway, so now I was like, well, I really kind of want to reread the Hunger Games. Because reading Red Rising, it being like kind of a low-key rip-off of the Hunger Games, made me want to read the OG ones over here. So, which, debatable, because some people also say that this is like a rip-off of there's another book. It was like the Battle Royale or something. I don't know. But anyways, people always just remake shit. But anyways, it just made me want to reread this for, the nostalgia. I was super into it back in the day. So anyways, I got this new set. I got the Hunger Games. We have Catching Fire, which, yeah, paperbacks with pretty edges. This is a thing that I'm into. So anyways, Catching Fire. Also, these books are thinner than I remember. Like, it's YA and, like, they're small. They're so much smaller than I remember. But anyways, Mockingjay. And so, yeah, I did read the original trilogy back in the day, right? But I have not caught up on the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I haven't read President Snow's story, and this one is bigger than all of them. So anyways, yeah, I haven't read this one yet. And then for some reason, the newest book, the Reaper or Haymitch's story, the one that just came out, it has not been released in this set as far as I can tell. But we're obviously gonna need that. But gives me time to read this one because I haven't yet. But I think I want to reread the trilogy before I read this, so we'll see where I can fit that into my TBR because I really do want to reread this. So anyways, those are all the books that I got, because yeah, I saw this set and I said, you know what, now's a good time as ever because I had been wanting to reread it anyways. So yeah, I had to get me these copies because they're pretty and I like them. And let's be for real, the OG covers were kind of ugly. I remember thinking that even back in the day, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just read it anyways because beauty is not the point of the Hunger Games. But but yeah, that was one of those you can't judge the book by the cover because those covers were ugly. Alrighty, but these are way prettier. So, anyways, so yeah, picked up 10 books. It's a good thing that I have already been unhauling special editions. For my other reading challenge because, leaves a little bit more space for these. But there you have it. A haul. Because is it really a vlog if I haven't bought another book or two? Anyways. I'm going to go and read some Foundryside or potentially also start God of Malice. I've been really wanting to start God of Malice, honestly. But we'll see which one I end up making more progress on. Maybe both. Maybe I'll have updates for both next time, but we're gonna find out. Anyways. Okay, so since I'm awake way too early, let's do an update. So, I listened to more of the audiobook for Thief of Silver and Souls yesterday, and this book is basically a murder mystery in a fantasy setting. So a girl gets dead, and she gets into this our main character's body, and so now she's just carrying this like soul around, trying to basically like solve her murder now. And it's just okay. Like, it's not a bad book, but it's also like not really gripping me that much. Like, it's giving 3-star vibes right now. And so, I don't know. I just don't know. But we'll see if I finish it today, because I would like to finish this vlog today so I can put it up tomorrow. And it's long. This vlog is getting very long, so this is going to be the last book that I finish for this vlog, if I even finish it. So, I have started God of Malice, but I'll save those updates for the next vlog, so it's all together. Alright, so that's gonna be next time. And we'll finish Foundryside next time as well, so that's where that's all at. And yeah, we'll see, but yeah, so far this book is just but we're just gonna continue from there. Okay, so I just finished God, why I still can't remember, Thief of Silver and Souls. And yeah, I'm giving it a 3. Like, it's just okay. It's not like a bad book, but it didn't really like grip me. I feel like I was just kind of waiting for it to end there. Like, it was interesting for like a section and stuff was happening, and then it just, I don't know, there's just so much talking about shit I don't care about. I guess I don't know how else to explain it, but that's that. I gave it 3. That's another one off my 25 and 25 list. You know, if you're interested in reading it, like, you should definitely give it a go, because, you know, a lot of people do like it. Just for me, it's I don't really feel compelled to continue this series, so we'll see. Maybe I'll try it again one day and just see if maybe my head was feeling funky or something, but I don't know. It like, I can't really put my finger on what it is that didn't grab me, other than like, I just didn't care that much as I was about any of it. So I don't know. But yeah, for that book, like, our main character, she has magic that's not attached to a god, even though everybody else in the world, they have to like sacrifice like pieces of them basically to gods in order to get powers. And yeah, she has power not associated with that. And there's like a big class divide in this. There's like lords and ladies, and the rich people, and then the poor people, and she's a poor person, so people don't like her just because she's poor. But yeah, the whole time it's like a murder mystery. And then yeah, when it gets resolved, that was the interesting part of like figuring that out. But there's like a whole other conspiracy thing that she finds along the way, and that's the part that surprisingly I didn't care about that much. So but that's the that's the whole plot carrying through the books, is that like there's other stuff brewing that she stumbled upon by solving this crime. So I don't know, like, I'm just not the biggest like crime girl, I guess, but if you want crime in a fantasy setting and conspiracies, it sounds so interesting on paper, and then I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. So anyways, yeah, 3 stars, but that's it. And so I'm gonna end the vlog here, so that way I can finally start talking about God of Malice. I feel like I'm more into that right now. Like, I'm in more of a contemporary mood, I guess, so that might also be part of why. But anyway, so yeah, we're finishing this vlog here, and now it's shaking because my cat is doing things forever. Anyways, catch y'all next time.